How do SACCOs make money? So you probably have seen a discussion online where some people have been wondering, how come SACCO loans get an interest of about 12% on a reducing balance, and some SACCOs are able to pay a dividend or an interest on capital of more than 12%? Well, here are a few things to note. So number one is, there are two ways that people put in their money in SACCOs. It's either in the form of share capital, and the share capital is money that is invested by the SACCO in various assets. So they put the money in bonds, they put them in real estate. You have seen SACCOs that own major buildings in Nairobi. One of the leading SACCOs actually bought a bank a few years ago. So this is money that came in from the share capital. And the share capital is not transferable. So this is money the SACCO can put in very illiquid investments. They can buy land, they can buy buildings, they can invest in long-term bonds, government bonds that are paid as high as 19%, as we have seen with the infrastructure bonds. So they can leverage all these long-term investment vehicles because the money cannot be withdrawn. So if someone is leaving the SACCO and they want their share back, they'll have to sell to another member. So the amount of shares issued can never reduce typically in a SACCO, because the longer the SACCO has been in operation, then it also means its earning has compounded. So it's probably earning rent from various assets. It's selling some of the land that has appreciated. So that's one of the ways. Also, part of the money that is in the form of share capital can also be loaned to members at the same interest we are talking about of 12% on a reducing balance. Number two is that once you become a member, you put some money in the form of withdrawable deposits. So this is money belonging to members. They can withdraw, but then the SACCO is holding that money and it can lend in the form of loans to members. One of the most common loans is what we call the normal loan, or most of these loans are for development purposes, where they'll charge a 12% per annum interest rate, which is on a reducing balance. But the SACCO also makes some more money out of this, because most SACCOs will offer various forms of loans. So there are also salary advances, which will have a higher interest rate because they are short term. There are also mobile loans. There's also school fees loans, building loans that will typically have a different rate from what is commonly known as the development loan, that is relatively cheaper. And then also to note is, out of all the money that the SACCO makes, whether in the form of government bonds, in the form of interest from loans issued to members, it does not give the entire amount as dividends. So some of the money is also reinvested back to the SACCO, and this has been going on for SACCOs that have been around for years. So some SACCOs are very asset rich. It doesn't mean that just because they earned 100,000 in interest from loans, that is the only money that then they can pay to members. SACCOs are more flexible when it comes to long-term investment compared to other investment vehicles. For example, MMFs are regulated in terms of the risk and the duration of investment vehicles that they can put their money. For example, an MMF is unlikely to be allowed to buy a 20-year bond, because that can lock in the investor's money. Also, SACCOs are regulated by SASRA, and there are regulations on the minimum liquidity ratio they can have. So this is the minimum amount of money held in liquid assets compared to the overall assets, and also how much of that can be staked out in the form of loans. However, have there been cases of irregularities? Yes, there are also some cases because of lapses in regulation. There have been cases where some SACCOs have taken loans to give members dividends or interest, which is a form of fraud, and the SASRA has cracked down on those officials. There are also cases where members' deposits have been used in bad investments. You have had cases of a lot of assets going down the drain because an investment didn't go well, or maybe officials colluded with certain officials and that happened. But that does not mean SACCOs are not regulated. That is a factor of there being outliers or exceptions to the rule. Also, every year, SASRA releases a report on the financial health of every SACCO. So as you decide whether you are a member of a SACCO or you want to join one, you can always check the indicators of financial health. So you can see which one has breached the minimum liquidity ratio, which one has a huge loan book that it looks unsustainable, what is the income, what are the assets, and etc. How is it making money? You can see all these on the SASRA website. They release a report every year, giving a report on the financial health of every SACCO. Money254.co.ke has written extensively about SACCOs in Kenya, including how they make money, how to join one, benefits of joining a SACCO, among other topics. If you'd like to learn more, click on the link provided to learn more.